My name is James Jurek. I'm at ProAthlete360.com. You know, I come from a slightly poor home, so we really didn't have much, and so I guess sort of always got lost in sports. You know, and nothing else really mattered at that time. Even now, when I'm training some of my younger students, I tell them nothing else matters except you here right now. Use lacrosse to help better your life. The sport's given me a lot. You know, whether you play it for a year or your entire life, you know, take what you can from it. And it has really helped give me a life. It's taken me, you know, I've played with people in London and Amsterdam and Italy and, you know, some of the best players in the world I've actually been lucky enough to be on the same field with at one point. So it's something like, you know, when you come up, growing up how I did, you sort of, just like any other sports star, I guess, you sort of deal with adversity and sort of use something as an outlet. For me, it was sports. And coming up through high school, everything, you know, made the transition over to lacrosse. You know, everything's going great. Summer before my junior year, I probably had the biggest wake-up call just in life. I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. Had to undergo 2 operations, sacrifice, you know, one of my soldiers. I didn't know anything about cancer at the time. I lost about 40 pounds in about an 8-week stretch. It was just something that it can blindside you like anyone else you speak with who has it. One day you're fine, the next day you're diagnosed. It's definitely life-changing to say the least. Being 16 years old, didn't really know anything about cancer, what it was exactly. You know, I was sort of ashamed because I looked at it as ashamed, embarrassed that they were taking away something that I felt I really needed. 16 years old, you're going through, you know, the prime of puberty, high school. Status was a big thing in high school. I didn't want to sort of ruin how people looked at me and how they felt about me. If I got into an argument or tiff with somebody, you know, them taking a cheap shot because of the type of cancer that it was. So it led to a lot of thinking at times. How am I going to get through this? Should I tell somebody? What if they tell somebody? Just all the thoughts that would probably go through any other 16 coming in 17-year-old's mind at the time. You know, I felt extremely skinny, weak. It's something that really took a lot out of me. My physical appearance was certainly different. I've had noticeable scars going down my abdomen. It was just so much going on. Then the fact that it happened at a time where A, I was sort of in the prime of puberty, B, I had, you know, colleges looking at me. There was a lot of change in my life that was about to happen, and then all of a sudden this, you know, diagnosis, this change happens, and it really throws, you know, if you talk to anyone who's been through any type of cancer treatment, so on, it really throws a curveball into your whole life. Being I was 16, I didn't know how to handle it, so I sort of just shut it out. I don't want to say I pretended it didn't happen because I think about it every day to this day. But it's sort of something I just pushed down deep and used lacrosse because it was there. You know, it was my outlet. And basically sort of kept it a secret and kept it in, which in retrospect, I'm not sure if it was a good or bad thing, but it really helped, you know, drive me to get back to where I was, to succeed, to sort of not let anything take anything away from me anymore, I guess, if you really want to label it in a sentence. When I got out of the hospital, my bench max was about 55 pounds. I was a 3-sport athlete. You know, my entire fall was shot. Whenever I'd feel down or just, you know, angry, you know, I'd hit the punching bag for a little bit, and chances are I'd pick up my lacrosse stick and go for a run, or, you know, go shoot on the cage, or go for a long drive just to try to clear your mind. It's thinking back to try to remember the emotion I was feeling. You know, I don't ever want to forget it, but I don't ever want to feel it again. It's something that I think about every day, and I don't talk about a lot because I don't want people to think I want that situation, that time in my life to really define me. I'm looking at it as, yes, I had cancer. Yes, I came back from it. Yes, there are a lot of people who are experiencing things much worse nowadays, battling the disease, and, you know, I want to help find a cure for it, but that whole experience really instilled a drive in me that nothing's going to stop me from doing anything I want. If it took me 4 years to make it to, you know, a Major League Lacrosse training camp for 5.5 weeks, then it took me 4 years to reach my dream. Some people do it overnight for whatever reason. It took me a little time. An accomplishment that I don't think would have happened if I didn't go through the struggle I went through in high school. And having the things happen, the adversity that happened that I had to deal with, really shaped who I am today. And as a manager, you know, my staff, as a mentor to these kids, my outlook on life is I'm optimistic about everything. You tell us we're going to get hit by a meteor tomorrow and we're all going to die, prove it. You know, I want to. It has to happen, but I'm going to believe something that bad. I'm optimistic about everything, especially if you can control the outcome of that. If you want to make a varsity team, work hard. You know, anything that you can really control the outcome of, or at least have a say in, you know, input equals output. Do as hard as you can, work as smart as you can, you know, and good things should tend to happen to you.